And hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for last night's episode of Supergirl, Season 3, Episode 10. And now he's back from his break. So when we left off on Supergirl, she fought Rain and she got her ass whooped. Now, moving forward to yesterday's episode, she wakes up. Well, not really wakes up. She's more like in a coma. And she's being protected by one of Marnell's technology that, they brought from the future, him and the Legions. I'll get to them in a minute. So basically, her body's there while her subconscious is in her mind, hanging out in her apartment, also hanging out with Brainiac 5. Now, if you don't know who Brainiac 5 is, in the distant future, I believe the 31st century, 35th, one of them, Brainiac 5 is a piece of Brainiac who being Superman's like one of his biggest rivals in his comic origins. He was part of Krypton and he's a computer that doesn't go away. He's always bothering Superman. Well, anyway, in the future they find a piece of him and they turn it good and then they create Brainiac 5. He's a distant relative to Brainiac and he's a Legionnaire. So he comes to help out Supergirl to try to get her subconscious back to being where she was, because apparently she's knocked out and she doesn't know how to get back, and he's got to basically help her out and how to deal with the fact that what just happened to her. While that's all happening, you have Rain doing what she can do best, basically causing destruction and I guess helping people, but in her own way, basically capturing criminals and sending some weird messages. It felt very weird this episode, but other than that, I thought this episode was okay. It wasn't the greatest comeback return because, like I said, Rain at the beginning when she first came, she was all about destruction and madness to the planet Earth, and she destroyed Supergirl, or she thought she did, or she kind of broke Supergirl in a way. And then 5 minutes later, she goes into basically superhero mode where she's helping the police capture bad guys. It was just weird at one point. I figure she was going to do it in her own way where she'll capture criminals who are trying to do bad things and punish them the way she wants to, maybe kill them or something, to show that she's here to not just protect, not to protect people, but basically being the force God that she is and trying to basically be the new leader of the world. But it was just a very weird moment. Anyway, and then of course you have Brainiac figuring out that why Kara can't get out of her subconscious is that she's afraid, which I kind of caught right away, that she was afraid that she wasn't good enough as Supergirl to even beat Rain. And then she had to get reminded that she doesn't need to be Supergirl all the time. She needs to have her alter ego, which is Kara Danvers, which, in one of the great movies, pretty much of this generation, Kill Bill. Here's where I go with it. And in Kill Bill Volume 2, there's a moment where the bad guy, Bill, he says like, yeah, Clark Kent is Superman. He was born as Superman. And, Clark Kent is the disguise. And, this is the same thing what goes with Supergirl. She was born Supergirl, but she needs to be Kara Danvers and just blend into people. She needs to have normal in her life. She can't just be Supergirl all the time. If she does that, it's going to destroy her humanity. And I thought that was always a cool quote from that movie. So that will always remind me of that. But anyway, that's where she needed to be. She needed to get out of there. Not as Supergirl, but she needed to get out and wake up as Kara Danvers. She does. She comes back. She helps the Legions fight off Rain. Rain disappears. And we get to see Saturn Girl do some, her mind powers, which was pretty cool. Monel's wife, if you will. So we got to see that. The only thing I felt with Monel in this, I'm like, wait, didn't he fly in the last episode, in the last season? If he did, why the heck does he need a ring to fly? Because in the Legion of Superheroes, they have the rings, the Legion rings. It's also their symbol. They also use it to fly. I don't know why he would need that, but whatever. I mean, obviously he's using it because he's a Legionnaire. It makes sense, but I hope he's not using that to actually fly, because he can fly on his own. He shouldn't be able to need to use that. Even when Supergirl joins the team eventually in the near future, she doesn't need it either. She just keeps it in the other, just to keep it, but not to wear it. In Smallville, when Clark had it, he only used it for time travel. But yeah, we'll get to that in another video, I guess, hopefully. But yeah, I thought the Legion was kind of cool, seeing them for the first time. I mean, it wasn't the greatest moment to see the Legion pop up out of nowhere. I think their first appearance in TV was better in Smallville, but that's a different thing. But it was not bad for what I mean. Clearly, the Legion is here now, so we're gonna start seeing some more time travel. Hopefully in the Flash, because obviously a lot of people are suspecting that that girl from the wedding who talked to Barry, it was either his granddaughter from the future or his daughter. One of them is a Legionnaire. I just can't remember which one. So let's see what happens with that moving forward. But hopefully this wasn't the end of the rest of the Legion coming to the shows. Obviously we're going to see Saturn Girl next week when she teams up with Supergirl on Livewire. And I think Silver Banshee, I believe she teams up with her as well. I don't remember. Because they have to take on not only Rain, but that guy who was worshipping Supergirl. Who thought she was the god that was coming to Earth to protect us. Now he's on their side thinking that, Rain's the one who's going to rain down on the evils and all that stuff. So let's see what happens moving forward. But other than that, it was an okay episode. It wasn't great. But I'm just glad it's back now. So let's see what happens next time. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it, if you've seen it, and stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good day.